I was diagnosed with breast cancer in March of 2001. As I went for my routine mammogram, I thought, oh, this is the age when my aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer. Oh well, doesn't matter, she's a paternal aunt. And the next thing I knew, I was being given a diagnosis. Pretty difficult for me because it was my second cancer diagnosis. And I thought, is this my life from now on? I'm just going to get diagnosed with cancer after cancer. Of course, that hasn't been true. It was scary. It was all new to me. When I went in to have a lumpectomy, one of the things they said to me was, depending on what we find, we may or may not remove your breast. And you'll wake up with that having been done. And so you kind of are in this uncertain world. So after the lumpectomy, when I woke up, I still had my breast. One was just a little less breast than the other. So the next step was to decide whether or not to do radiation. And then I had 5 weeks of radiation therapy. You go 5 days a week. And at that point, one's life revolves around the therapy because it's every day. While I was in radiation, the major side effect I was aware of was the incredible fatigue. Patients have to decide to participate in. So it's important that they understand why it's helpful. And I always think of it in terms of risk balance. Yeah, there are risks with radiation, but are the risks without it greater? Post-radiation therapy, I have had, there's scarring that comes from radiation, and I've had some muscle scarring that makes me have more problems in this area. But when I think about I'm alive, I'm functional, it's a small price to pay. I've been very lucky. I've been able to resume my life in a meaningful way. I see myself as a person who has had cancer and has to live with it, but the cancer doesn't have me. Emotional recovery is about being honest with self, about this is where I am. How do I take the things that are going on in my body, the cancers, the treatments, and still be the best person I know how to be, live a rich, meaningful, engaged life. So my reaction was, I think I need to find something different to do with my life. I decided I'm going to do things I've never done before, never thought I could do before, and I thought, I've never drawn before. I'm going to draw, and every day I was in treatment, I drew a picture. I would see the cancer, I would see my breast as a beautiful garden of flowers, and the cancer was a dandelion that got in. We were ridding my garden of the weeds. That was my way of dealing with it. And that was just a way of helping me come to terms with, I may have to live with these diagnoses. I don't have to be shrunken by them. I can use them to expand my reality. Trust yourself. Have a good support person to go with you to your appointments. And there's no question that isn't worth asking. And seek the best care you can. One of the things I could do as a patient was engage with the research community on making trials better, to help patients see that they are the most important member of their treatment team. They're part of a team working to save their life, to enhance their life, to prolong their life. The RadComp PI, Justin Beckelman, has engaged patients, actively engaged us from the very beginning, and has been really excellent about saying we are all equal stakeholders. And when I'm talking with other people, I often use it as an example of how to do it. I've watched in this trial a real coming together of let's do what's important to both and meaningful for the future of good patient care. My advocacy is around patients as partners, not as recipients.